It has been a while, so I figured I'd give an update on all of the Hoka shoes I currently own and how they're doing. I would start off by saying if you are going to get Hoka shoes, and I definitely recommend them, to buy them straight from Hoka.com, mainly because of the return policy is so good. And yeah, the trial, just try them. They fit right, you like them, you can run it for a little while. I think it's 30 days and return them if you don't like them. The customer support is really good. In this case, it's just great to buy them straight from Hoka.com. I think you can get them through Amazon, and I suppose you could go that way. There's a good return policy too. But I think the customer support is what really separates them from Amazon. Amazon, if you do have to talk to someone, it's almost impossible. So for Hoka, just go straight to Hoka.com. They don't pay me to say that. I just have had a great experience with them over the years. It's funny because they used to be kind of an unknown brand, but now everybody pretty much has seen them or heard of them. So it's like when I first started doing Hoka, I was kind of like, this is all new, and now it's, everyone knows Hoka, right? So why don't I start off with my current pair, the Hoka 8. This is a really good shoe. The sole on the Hoka 8 has not worn down really at all. This is because this is an indoor shoe for me. I don't wear this outside. When I go outside, I switch shoes. So it has, no hard surface. This is on carpet, and it's done really well because I wear them indoors, but they're so comfortable. To me, it's like a slipper. In fact, I do slip in and out of them without doing the laces of all my shoes, really, because it just saves me time. So the heel, top of the heel, wears down a little bit quicker than I think it would have if I did it the proper way. But otherwise, yeah, it's held up really well. I think I'm on probably getting close to a year now. In fact, this is probably a year now, and they're almost as good as new. In fact, I'll throw this in. I just got a new pair of Hoka 8, and this pair is actually going to be the new indoor pair, and my indoor pair is going to be my outdoor pair. So I'm kind of switching things up and keeping the cycle moving. The circle of life, circle of Hoka life. Yes, the Bondi SR, slip resistant, not senior. I know people have told me that many times in other videos. It's like, I got it already, okay? I made a mistake because I didn't look it up. These are my outdoor pair, or were. As of today, they're no longer going to be, but they have held up. I literally have gone around the world, at least to London a couple times in these things, and I'm just amazed. I mean, I don't run in them, of course, but the soles are, just look at that. I would think about a year in these guys too, and the sole is fine. It's like has a little bit, but very little wear. It's done extremely, just so much surface is done extremely well. The only thing is the heel on this one has the same problem. It's the padding around it is kind of going away, and I think that's on both sides. Yeah, so the top of the heel, the back, is just doesn't last very long. The plastic, I can feel the plastic, and it kind of starts to stick out. Once again, if I did the laces every time, that was probably, it's that extra kind of shoving my foot in there, but it saves me so much time. It's worth it to me. Laces, oddly, I don't like the laces on this. They always seem to come undone, even with double knots. So it's like, I don't want to do laces, but I kind of still have to on occasion. The biggest downside, I think, on these guys is just the weight. I don't like the weight, and they get a little tight too, even though they just don't seem to have as much give as the Hoka 8. I would say, overall, I don't really like these as much as the other ones. They're okay, but as far as all my shoes, these are my least favorite, even though I wear these, to take trips to other states and stuff like that. Yeah, again, the good side is they are slip resistant, and the heels definitely has lasted quite a long time. Because again, these are I only use these for going outside and walking and traveling and everything. I do not use these inside at all. So the fact that they've held up is great, but the fact that they weigh in at 408 grams. So that is 24% more than the Hoka 8. And that's 36% more than the Hoka 7, I should say. So the weight is just annoying. As far as my good old Hoka 7, I think we got a year and a half or 2 years on these guys now. They're only used for running. When I go on runs, casual runs, I use that, and you can see the heel is almost flat. So Really, I could, if I were to get another pair of running shoes, which I guess I will, I think I'd get the 7 again. The 7, if anything, is because they're lighter. These are, what are they, 297 grams, so about 300 grams. Hoka H 330, and again, senior is, or the SR, not senior, I'm so used to it now. But it's just, yeah, I'm surprised that these are just the lightest shoes. So these are at 300 grams as opposed to 330. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I would get the 7s again for my next running shoe. I've just really liked them, even though they're not the latest shoe. Crazy, I know. Now another 300 gram shoe is the Bondi X. These are designed specifically for running. It's supposed to be really good for running, and they are. They're a great running shoe. They got that carbon fiber. I use these, and once in a while my Nike Alpha Flies, or whatever those things, Alpha Flies, I don't know what they call them. But this has been a great running shoe. And the heel's doing great because I rarely ever use it. I only would use these if I really think I'm gonna have a good run, or I wanna go for a record or some special marathon. Even a regular marathon, unless I think I'm gonna have a good time, I wouldn't use these. They're just so expensive that they're extremely special occasion shoes only. But they have worked really well. I do notice a difference between this and the 7. I would say if money is important, that you're not going to get a lot of extra speed out of these, but they are nice. So yeah, in summary, my favorite Hoka, I guess, is the 8. Just all around good, light, very light. They just feel so delicate and light, but the heels are pretty good, but they don't last too long. This is the first time I actually got the black and white, mainly just so I could tell the difference between this and my other sort of shoes, because I always get black, except for running shoes and now indoor shoes. But I like them. Hoka, $160 to $200. They're not the cheapest shoe, and it's weird because they don't last very long if you really use them. These are so light and soft. The material, it just wears out fast. So that's the downside, that it can be an expensive shoe, and you don't oddly get a long life out of them. You would think more expensive the longer your life, but no, it's just because you're gonna get a more enjoyable experience while you use them, especially for running and jogging and stuff like that, for athletics. Even though ironically, my Hoka 8s I just use as a kind of a comfortable shoe indoor, kind of like a slipper. So that's it. Hoka, I highly recommend, still do, and after about 3 years of using them, I'm just as happy, and I probably will never buy another shoe. It's probably pretty rare that I would get another shoe, so things could change, but probably won't.